a report that came out today that says that the 2026 season will be Kathy's last season.
And it is wild. On top of everything else, it is wild how she has ignored Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark would be everywhere on everything. And if I was Kathy Engelbert, I'd be somewhere talking about Caitlin Clark every day.
He said the hole has just gotten so deep. She's in a place now where I don't really know what she does. Others said that she had a failure to develop sufficient relationship equity. Multiple find it curious she hasn't prioritized developing a closer relationship with Caitlin Clark.
I think one of the reporters asked her, hey, how do you feel about your job security, basically? And she came back saying, if I was a guy, you wouldn't be asking that. Like, have some accountability, man. If you was a guy, an alien, an unknown, running the league like this, people will question your job security. So what are you talking about, man? Just deflecting. Get out of here, man. Get out of here with that. Now, I want to scroll down and finish it up with this one right here, man. The cherry on top.
The WNBA somehow found itself in the strangest position imaginable. IT finally had the superstar every league dreams about, the biggest audience in its history and more attention than ever before. Yet the person running the league is reportedly on her way out, somewhere between controversial fouls, baffling decisions, and reports that Adam Silver stepped in to protect Caitlin Clark. Everything started falling apart. The real story is far crazier than the headlines suggest.
Kathy Engelbert, I think we can say with full confidence, when it comes to the financial success of the WNBA, you get full credit for that. However, on the contrary, when it comes to player relations, consistent officiating, social and emotional issues within the W, you are the worst commissioner in all of sports. And you know at the end of this contract, you ain't coming back, right? It's the Whitted Wire. And I can safely say you've pissed everybody off. Why wouldn't you?
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver says Caitlin Clark has set the world on fire. Silver didn't reveal much about their brief conversation, but
there is a peculiar kind of irony unfolding around the WNBA because at the exact moment the league should be celebrating the biggest surge in attention it has ever experienced, the conversation has drifted somewhere completely different.
It's not just black people watching the WNBA right now. I think there's more white people watching than black people at this point in time. This is the reason why it's thriving the way it is. Just got to keep it all the way above. And race don't matter. You can't pick your race. Clark ain't picked to be white the same way Asia Wilson ain't picked to be black. Like, you ain't have no say-so or none of that. Which is why I keep saying, keep it about basketball.
Instead of endless praise for spectacular performances, sold-out arenas, record-breaking television ratings, and a generation of young stars transforming women's basketball into must-watch entertainment, the headlines have increasingly revolved around leadership questions, controversial officiating, public relations mistakes, and one commissioner who now finds herself under more pressure than ever before.
One of America's greatest left-wing hacks, Nancy Armour, is back at it again. And this time, it's truly amazing. The USA Today columnist has cleared the air and informed Caitlin Clark fans, informed America what we're all about. Are you ready for this? Are you really ready for this? I'm going to give you a little context here. It's a little backstory. This is from our friend Danny Z. Now, you got to listen to this because this is astounding even for a left-leaning, crazy-ass rag like the U.S.
The timing could hardly be worse because this was supposed to be the season where every discussion centered on basketball. Instead, many of the league's own stakeholders are reportedly asking whether the person running the WNBA is still the right person to lead it into its brightest future.
Out the three-point contest, because we talked about this in a recent video, and we talked about how Kayla McBride, Caitlin Clark, and Sabrina Ionescu, it was originally reported that they declined to enter the three-point contest. And then Sabrina actually commented under that post and she said lies. And then when she was asked about it, she said that she didn't get an official invite to be in the three-point contest. Now, there was more that came out about this. Sabrina said, I can't decline an offer I never officially got invited to. And then a WNBA spokesperson said, our general process is to reach out to agents to determine a player's interest.
That conversation reached another level after reports emerged suggesting that many influential figures Throughout the league now believe Cathy Engelbert's tenure may be approaching its conclusion. According to reporting from ESPN, conversations with more than 20 stakeholders across the WNBA, including owners, executives, players, and industry insiders, revealed a growing belief that while Engelbert deserves credit for helping stabilize the league financially, she may no longer be the leader capable of navigating the challenge that have exploded over the past 2 seasons. That distinction is important because very few people argue that she inherited an easy job. The WNBA was facing enormous financial hurdles when she arrived, and there is widespread acknowledgement that significant commercial progress has been made during her time in charge. The problem is that business growth is only one part of running a professional sports league, and many critics believe nearly every other aspect of league leadership has struggled at precisely the moment it mattered most. The remarkable part is that these concerns did not suddenly appear overnight. Instead, they accumulated slowly, one controversy at a time, until they eventually formed a mountain too large for anyone to ignore. Every league experiences difficult moments, but successful commissioners usually earn praise by stepping directly into those storms, communicating clearly, and restoring confidence before problems spiral out of control. Many observers believe that it has not happened here. Instead of seeing swift responses, fans have watched confusion replace clarity, silence replace leadership, and controversy linger far longer than anyone expected. Nothing illustrates that criticism more clearly than the debate surrounding Caitlin Clark. Whether people love her, criticize her, or simply appreciate the incredible attention she has brought to women's basketball, one fact has become impossible to dispute.
Yeah, I'll leave the specific question about the foul to my colleague, Commissioner Engelbert. I mean, I other than as a fan, obviously, it's nothing new in basketball that there's sort of welcome to the league moments, especially for heralded rookies. But of course, I want to see Caitlin treated fairly and appropriately in the league. I would say it seems like she can take care of herself. She's a tough player. I think it may be lost on some people who are new to basketball in terms of a little bit of the controversy.
She has transformed the visibility of the league. Television audiences have reached levels not seen in decades. Merchandise has flown off the shelves. Arenas have sold out across the country. Casual sports fans who previously paid little attention to the WNBA suddenly began scheduling evenings around Indiana Fever games. Corporate sponsors recognized the opportunity almost immediately, while broadcasters eagerly increased coverage because demand was impossible to ignore. With that level of influence comes enormous responsibility from league leadership. Many sports executives would view such a player as someone who should be celebrated, protected, and promoted at every possible opportunity because their individual success creates opportunities for everyone else. Instead, critics argue that the WNBA repeatedly failed to capitalize on the momentum sitting directly in front of them, rather than creating an atmosphere where the basketball itself dominated every headline. The league frequently found itself reacting to controversies that seemed entirely avoidable. Perhaps no incident captured that frustration better than the confrontation involving Alyssa Thomas and Caitlin Clark. During a heated game, Thomas made contact with Clark's throat, creating one of the season's most discussed moments. Fans immediately demanded clarity regarding potential punishment, while analysts debated whether the play deserved stronger discipline than what was initially handed down. Instead of producing confidence in the league's disciplinary process, the situation only generated more confusion. Reports later emerged claiming that NBA Commissioner Adam Silver personally urged Cathy Engelbert to suspend Alyssa Thomas following the incident.
The problem is, are you getting rid of Cathy Engelbert because of the indiscretions that's happened towards Caitlin Clark? Are you getting rid of her because the venomous radical players want Cathy Engelbert out for other reasons? As in, oh my God, she's been too hard on Alyssa Thomas. Or, oh my God, Cathy Engelbert's white. That's the thing. Cathy Engelbert's probably not the right person for the job.
Although aspects of those reports became the subject of debate, the story itself fueled an extraordinary narrative. If accurate, It suggested that the commissioner of the NBA felt compelled to intervene because he believed stronger action was necessary to protect one of the WNBA's most valuable players, regardless of how every detail ultimately unfolded. The perception alone became damaging because many fans were left asking why decisive leadership appeared to come from outside the league rather than within it. That perception mattered because it reinforced an argument critics had already been making for months. They believed Cathy Engelbert consistently reacted after public outrage instead of staying ahead of situations before they escalated. Whether the issue involved officiating, player discipline, or media controversies, many supporters of the league felt leadership always seemed one step behind the conversation. Instead of directing in professional sports, perception often becomes almost as important as reality, and once enough fans begin believing that leadership lacks urgency, rebuilding confidence becomes incredibly difficult. The officiating debate only intensified those frustrations. Every league experiences complaints about referees, but throughout the season, the volume reached another level entirely. Games involving Caitlin Clark repeatedly became flashpoints for conversations about inconsistent foul calls, physical play, and uneven enforcement of league standards. Some fans believed Clark received insufficient protection despite becoming the face of the league's commercial